Out the West Claremont Remote Learning for Teachers website. I highly encourage you to do so. There are tons of resources and short little videos that you can watch to get the steps down on a certain tool. So here is the main page, and the shortcut to this website is westclair.info/WCLearns. So that'll take you to the main page. So on the main page, you can see some instructions there and links to the preschool, elementary, middle school, and high school pages. And then this changes every single day. So you should check back every day to see what live webinars are offered. So on the first, we have Edpuzzle at 10 a.m. Some of you said you weren't sure how to get to that live webinar. You can click on the picture, you can click on the time, that will take you to the meet. So at 10 you would do that, and then you would just click join now. We also have a Flipgrid one. We also wanted to show you some places that you may not have checked out yet right here, and that'll take you directly to them, but I'm going to talk about where they're located in there. If you keep scrolling, office hours for tech help are seen below. So there's quite a bit of options there if you're looking to have a conversation with someone and have them walk you through the steps. So an office hour would be for more individualized instruction than a webinar would have. And there's even more there from Forward Edge that you can check out. So some of the main pages here. So the preschool page talks about Class Dojo, and it has a directions and tutorials within that page for Class Dojo. The elementary page has resources on Schoology. So I'm going to go into those. If you scroll down on that, it has not only step-by-step printable instructions, if that is something that helps you more, but we also have, if you click in any of these little tutorials, videos, and screenshots so you can see. And if you click on any of these descriptions, they also take you to step-by-step instructions. So within here, you can see what it looks like for a student, directions on creating one, and step-by-step instructions. So that are Schoology resources there. If I go to the Google Classroom resources, it is very similar. We have the Google Classroom basics and the different things you can do. If you click on any of those, you see how-to videos. And then we also have a frequently asked questions for Google Classroom and some other resources that you might want to check out. Okay, so these are the new ones that once you get Schoology and Google Classroom down, now you can see how you want to connect with your students, deliver new learning, assess the learning, and give feedback. So the next thing I would really focus on, a lot of you have already done the Connect with Students, but if you need a refresher, this one tells you how you can connect with Schoology, how you can connect with Google Classroom, and then other ways to do a digital connection. So doing a Google Meet, how do you post that Google Meet to Schoology or to Google Classroom, and then utilizing Flipgrid. And a lot of these have little cheat sheets. If you like the instructions, if I click on those, they have the step-by-step instructions, if you would prefer that over a video. So once you've gotten to the point where you've connected with students, and now you're understanding that you're going to record some lessons so that your students can learn, I would check out this ways to deliver new learning. So in this tab, we have a suggested structure of your mini lesson. So you should greet students, then you want to teach them, show them, So model what you're doing, then you're going to give them time to do whatever you want them to do, and then extend their thinking. And if you scroll down, there's step-by-step instructions for how to record your lesson and a little tutorial on Screencastify. If you don't want to have to watch the whole webinar, you can watch just a mini lesson there. And then some examples here for students of how you can do those mini lessons for students. Once you've mastered that, you can start looking at how you're going to assess that learning and how you're going to give feedback. So that's on the elementary page. Middle school is very similar. Ways to connect with students also has the videos on Google Meets, Flipgrid, Schoology, and different options that you can play with. Schoology conferencing, Padlet, there's an awesome example from a teacher in there. The next topic there, maximizing Schoology. We know that middle school and high school teachers pretty much know how to post assignments and the basics of Schoology. So this choose your own adventure skill chart will take you into some of the deeper things that maybe you haven't played with, like the completion rules, grading groups, rubrics. And you can, if you want to watch, you can click here to get directions for those, or you can watch a video. Back to the middle school, high school main page. The next one, which you can access it here in the main page, or you could just drop down to it. The engaging reinforcement, most of you have already done that, provided some activities for review and reinforcement. So your next focus would be the new learning. So again, very similar, we have the structure and then the different tools you can use and directions on how to use your tools. Now, because your students are older, they can use Edpuzzle, which is an awesome tool so that students who are watching the video, they can't fast forward. You can put questions throughout the video and you can see how they did on them, and you can put it all right within Schoology. So there's videos for each, using Screencastify to record and then putting it on Edpuzzle. There's also videos on how you can then do student completion rules so that you can force students to do things in a certain order and make them earn a score on it, a certain score before they move on. And finally, Gimkit, a fun way to do formative assessments. Again, there are some examples. Tracy Collins at the high school and Sarah Cook have used this a lot in their class. So this shows you step by step how it looks for students when they're doing it in Edpuzzle. I put an example from Angela Fallhaber, our ELA coach, and my example is also in there. So that is all under middle school and high school, ways to deliver new learning. So as you're starting to record your lessons, you can also go into ways to assess learning, which should follow up your lesson. So Gimkit, super fun way to get kids involved. Obviously, Schoology test and quiz, Kahoot games, Google Form, just doing a document where you can see their thinking. You could also use Flipgrid for this. So tons of ways that you can assess student learning. And then the next thing we're going to focus on when we're done with all that, ways to give feedback. If you want to check that out now, you can. There's different tools you can use in G Suite, ways in Schoology you can give feedback, and then different strategies you might want to implement as you're giving feedback. Finally, the next tab there is continuing education. So if you attended any of these live webinars or you watched any past webinars, as long as you are doing new learning, you can fill out this form with your name, school, the event, who the presenter was, and the length of the event in hours. If you hit submit, you will automatically receive a certificate for your participation in your continuing education hours. Next one there, past webinars. A lot of people have been asking, I can't attend live, can I view this later? Yes, we have all of them. So lots to choose from here, some Schoology Q&As, and then some more focused topics for Schoology. So you could just look at that and say, oh, I want to use grading groups. Maybe I should just focus on that one. Google Classroom, screen recording. I've done a couple on Screen Castify, and then Loom is another tool you could use for that. Flipgrid. There's been a few different people to do Flipgrid, but that is an awesome tool to get students connected and responding. Google Meet, Google Slides, you can look through those. There's lots of past webinars. Sometimes you don't even have to watch the whole thing. Usually the instructions are at the beginning of the webinar, and then people ask questions towards the end. So maybe you only have to watch the first 10 minutes to get an idea of what you could be doing. And finally, the very last tab, questions. If you have any questions, feel free to post them here. They will automatically pop up. They're not going to have your name on them here. The question will pop up, and we will try our best to keep updating the answers. So if you want to just check back, once you ask the question, if you check back the next day, usually an answer will be in there. And if you have any questions, always feel free to contact me, Amanda Graff, or you can contact Barb Kenny or a member of our curriculum team.